Hey everybody, welcome to Simply Nails Tiny Studio. How are you doing today? And guess what? You're visiting the Tiny Studio today at night. I'm here in the Tiny Studio doing a number of different things. I have been crafting jewelry because you know I'm a jewelry designer. So I've been sitting back making jewelry and going through my jewelry stash and trying to get some tools together so I can really, kind of up up my game as a jewelry designer. So I've been looking at some tools that I want to purchase and making a list about that and trying to you know, um, go through my inventory and just, get a really good eye for everything that I have because especially if you are a person like me where you have different passions, different things going on, and sometimes they intersect into your business. You don't have a proper accounting of everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the tiny studio this evening, going through my jewelry stash and trying to get an accounting for the different pearls that I have and the different precious gems that I have, or semi-precious gems, wood beads, basic findings. What else? Wire, metals, all of those things, that you need to craft jewelry or to design jewelry. That's what I'm going through or doing this evening in the tiny studio. But I am also finishing up a granny square crochet afghan that was almost finished last month or for the month of February. As a matter of fact, I included this particular afghan in the pile of things that I wanted to finish in the month of February. And that was like my bonus thing because I really wanted to finish, maybe complete three particular afghans. I wanted to finish them for sure, but this was my bonus afghans that I wanted to get done. So I ended up almost completing it, and so I'm going to share that with you tonight. Okay? In the meantime, I want to share with you, though, all of the Afghans that I did that I did complete for the month of February. You know, last year, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, beginning of 2023, I wanted to do a video about everything that I crocheted in 2022. Now, for me personally, I don't follow the Gregorian calendar. So my new year, my 2023, actually starts in April. But this is not everything I completed in I've completed or crocheted in 2022. This is more so like everything that I have completed in February of 20. Listen, I don't even want to get all into it because see, I'm getting myself confused. Last month was February, right? Right. So let's just stick to that. I am going to share with you the completed WIPS of February of this year, last month, Black History Month. I'm going to share those WIPs with you, those completed projects, and I hope that you enjoy it. And let's get started. Okay, so the first Afghan I want to share with you is completed, and this particular Afghan I will be sending to the person that it rightfully belongs to, and they know who they are. So, I have been working on this Afghan right here for probably 2 years. And I want to say 2.5 years, but it's really been about 2 years. And I finally finished it. And the person that it was supposed to be gifted to would have had it already if, and you remember how the story went, if I hadn't put it in the wash machine. if I hadn't put it in the washing machine. And for some reason, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the lingerie bag I put it in. It was something that malfunctioned because when I took it out of the washing machine at the end of the delicate cycle, some parts of the blanket were loosened. And so I had to go in and repair it. And I'm really glad I had the opportunity to do that before my friend would have, decided to put it in the wash machine and the whole thing would have fell apart because that's usually how it goes. So I'm glad it fell apart here on my watch so that I could go in and repair it. So in the process of repairing it, it's something about us artists, sometimes we don't know when to stop. And I didn't know where to stop. So I started adding flowers to different areas of the Lapghan. And you know, it was just a thing. So finally it's finished. I can put it back in a bag. I can go ahead and mail this off to her and her wife, and I'm so excited about doing it. I'm just excited about getting this Afghan out of my house. I'm going to be honest with you. That is what I'm really excited about. Finally getting this Afghan getting this Afghan to its new home. Right? Yes. All right, so here she is. I did not measure it, but I just want you to know it's big. Okay, here is the Lapghan. Oh, it's a special Lapghan to me because some of the yarn that I use for this Lapghan is the same material that I use in my grandmother's Lapghan. So this is it. Let me see if I can hold it up. And it has flowers on the corners, as you can see. There are flowers. Okay. And I want to say that there are flowers in the middle, as you can see. Let's see. More flowers. I just so love making and adding the flowers to this Lapghan. And then the border stitch is this beautiful shell stitch all the way around. And then I changed colors. So this is the blanket that I finally finished. It is ready to go to its new home. I am ready for it to go to its new home. So, I'm so excited to finish it. I'm so excited that it's done. I've done all the repairs. It's been washed, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to wrap it and some really nice wrapping paper and tissue paper. I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to send this baby to its new mommy. I am. And it's the heirloom blanket, so they should have it for many, many years to come. And it was just so, when I first decided to make this Afghan for them, for my friends, um, they have they have been really wonderful friends to me, and they have done some really amazing things for me, send me some really amazing gifts, and this is my way of letting them know that I appreciate them and that I love them. And here's the funny thing. Even though we have talked on the phone and we talk to each other on social media and whatnot, we have yet to meet in person. And I'm hoping very soon to make that connection with them in person. I can't wait. I already feel like they're my sisters. And you know that saying that goes that, you know, even though we may not be able to choose the family that we have DNA with, but we can choose our own family. And I feel like these two sisters are my family. They are the family members, the sisters that I have chosen. And that's what makes it even more special is when you really choose your tribe, you know, choose your family. So this is a labor of love, and I cannot wait for them to see it. And they're probably watching this video right now. So I want you to know that I love you and I see you, and I hope that you enjoy this Lapghan. So that is the first thing that I finished. Well, actually, for the month of February, that was the last thing that I worked on. Hi, honey, do you need some help? That's my hubby coming into the tiny studio. So that was the last Afghan that I worked on. Because it only needed a couple of more flowers, and I just crocheted a couple of more, a couple of flowers, and then after I crocheted them, I added them to the Lapghan. And then I had to stop myself because you know we artists, sometimes we can go overboard. We don't know when to say stop, so, or you know, pause. But I went ahead and I pressed pause and I just said, it's done. It is finished. There's nothing else for me to do to it. It is a masterpiece. So I'm done with that. And as I said, I'll be wrapping it up and sending it to my friends very soon, probably tomorrow. The next item that I finished, or next WIP that I finished in the month of February. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I posted. If you subscribe to Simply Nails Tiny Studio, then you will also be able to access the community page. And the community page is where I posted all three of these Afghans, these Lapghans, once I finished them. All right, so this is called the Crayola Crayon Blanket or Lapghan, Granny Lapghan. So here she is. And just a moment, just a moment. Oh, my tiny studio, my tiny studio assistant is not here, and so it's nighttime, and there are certain things that she takes care of, but she is not here at night. So there we go. I got it done. Okay, this is the Crayola blanket or lapghan. And the reason why it's called the Crayola blanket is because when I was working on it and I saw all of the colors, it reminded me of my old Crayola crayon box from when I was a little girl. All the colors reminded me of that box. So here is the blanket. I think this is such a pretty, pretty blanket. And it has a shell stitch border. And the yarns that I use for these blankets, this blanket started out as a scrap blanket, so there are different yarns, you know, various brands of yarns in this blanket. Just looking, I see some Karen Simply Soft. I see Red Heart Super Saver. I see some I Love Yarn, Hobby Lobby yarn. I see a lot of that in here. I see a lot of Hobby Lobby yarn. Because I just love the way, I love the way Hobby Lobby's yarn feel. I love the softness. So I love Hobby Lobby. And I know a lot of people have a thing against Hobby Lobby because, Hobby Lobby is primarily a Christian based company. And a lot of people have, a thing against it. But, I'm not down with that. I don't have anything to say about how people run their businesses. As long as, they're comfortable with allowing this beautiful black space coming to their, establishment and they treat me with respect, I don't have anything to say about how they run their business. As far as, you know, there are some really political type of things going on with Hobby Lobby, but, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even want to get into religiosity, but I'm against it. So, Hobby Lobby is, I'm cool with them. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. This is a crochet video. But this is a really beautiful lapkin. And if you are interested in this beautiful lapkin, if you would like to adopt it and put it in your home, I have no problem with that. Check my Instagram at Nails Tiny Studio or check my Facebook page at Blue Lotus Hill Designs. And as a matter of fact, you can check both my Instagrams, Nails Tiny Studio and Blue Lotus Hill Designs, and you will find the pricing listed. You'll find the pricing listed for the Crayola blanket that I just showed you, and this next blanket that was also finished in February. And I named this Lapghan Vibes because when you hold it up, when you spread it out, it looks like it's giving off some type of energy, vibes. I believe it's in the design of the square and how the square eventually fans out. I call it vibes. So this is vibes. So I was able to finish her, and then I have the edging or the border is a V-stitch border. And this Lapghan was made from some Red Heart Super Saver yarn, some Red Heart ombre yarn, and I believe some Karen Simply Soft. So Karen Simply Soft and Hobby Lobby yarns. So this is a really, really, really beautiful Afghan. And as I said before, Lapghan, these are heirloom Lapghans. And what do I mean when I say these are heirloom Afghans or Lapghans? What I mean is that you can pass these Lapghans can go from generation to generation. So, if you buy a Lapghan and, you're buying it for your child, you know, this Lapghan can be passed on to the grandchild and the next grandchild because that's what I created them for. I created them to be passed on through the family, and that's why I call them heirloom blankets. I remember when I was a little girl and I would go over to my grandmother's house and to spend the weekend, and in the wintertime, and she would on our beds were these really beautiful quilts. And I really, really just loved those quilts. They were just so beautiful. And I think one day I asked her about it. I can't remember if I asked her or she told me, my grandmother. I can't remember what it was exactly. But anyhow, my grandmother told me that those quilts were made by my great grandmother, whom we all called Mama, but her name was Annie Mae Jefferson. And she was the one that had created those quilts. And Annie Mae Jefferson, my great grandmother, is from Mississippi. And maybe within the last 10 years, I have watched documentaries and I have seen different programs of, Black women from Mississippi and from other Delta regions who have, who are just really really famous now for their quilts and for their style of quilting. And some of these quilts are in museums. So when I think about heirloom, that's where my mind is. My mind is creating something that not only the present generation, the current generation can enjoy, but also future generations can enjoy it too. And that's the whole beauty of creating, of I feel of create of crocheting. And if you're a knitter, you probably feel the same way, or anything that's craft or art related is something that I can enjoy right now, and future generations can enjoy the beauty and the artisanship and the artistry of things like heirloom quilts or heirloom crochet blankets or knitted objects. That's what they were made for. They were made to last, made to be passed down from one generation to the next. And when you do things like that, it shows that you have love, love of family, love of being able to enjoy items that are significant, enjoy items that can last you, year after year after year after year. And that's the beauty of it. We have so many, clothing today and what we call fast fashion, where you just can't pass down clothing or home goods like you used to. My grandmother still have towels that I remember using from the 70s, and they are still in excellent condition. But today, with fast fashion and some of these home goods that's out here today, they are not meant to last. They're meant for right now. You know what I'm saying? They're right now items. If they're created or manufactured to break down. It's like a drug. They're manufactured to break down at a certain time, and so you have to go back and buy more, right? Right. But not my things, not my things, not what I create. And I think a lot of artisans feel the same way, that when whatever is crafted by hand is meant to last, right? Right. So the last thing that I decided to work on, the bonus item, and that I'm currently working on right now, I'm getting ready to show you. Hold on. Okay. Now, this blanket doesn't have a name yet, but this is another Lapghan that I am currently adding the edging. So right now I am adding a second row of single crochet. So I'm done with the basic body of the granny, but now I am working on adding the edging. So that's all single crochet. So it's 2 rows of single crochet so far. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about adding maybe, I don't want to add a shell border, but I saw something on TL Yarn Crafts that I like. I saw a border um, that Tony did a tutorial on, and I really, really like it. And I can't think of it right now, but I'll show it to you when this is done. And I really like it. And that's something that I do a lot when I'm thinking about um, designing my blankets. I think I want to have a really cool border on the end. I mean, you could just leave it plain, but I want to finish it. And so, and I just don't want to do the same old thing, you know. And my same old happens to be the shell stitch, the shell border, because I just think it's so cute. But I'm going to do something different with this one. So, tonight while I'm watching the Golden Girls, I am while I'm in bed watching the Golden Girls, I will be completing the second row of single crochet all the way around, this blanket. And then after I complete the second row of single crochet, then I think I'm going to add, then I'll start the border. And I think Tony has a specific type of edging that goes on top of what I already put here. She has another a row of edging that goes here. So I will start with that next, and then begin to create that beautiful border. Do you follow TL Yarn Crafts? I really like Tony. She is really cool, and she is another sister that's in this crochet game, and she's doing it up. So I have some ends and things that have to be sewn in or woven in, and I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of my Lapghans start off with a granny square, just one granny square. And as you see, this purple granny square, it is in, oh, I think it's in two other projects, this particular granny square. And what makes this purple granny square so important to me is the fact that these purple granny squares were the first granny squares um, I ever crocheted. And what happened is I can't remember. I was supposed to do something with them. I think I was supposed to make a purse, a granny square bag with it or something. But, when you're starting out learning a technique, sometimes you make mistakes. And you can't see it. You may not be able to see where the mistake is in this purple granny square, but I know where it is and I know what it is. And so I ended up making maybe 5 of those granny squares before I realized that I had made a mistake. And so I was on Instagram talking to my crochet family about it, and a crocheter said to me, well, instead of throwing those granny squares out, why not do something else with them? Create something else. Use your artistic mind and design something else around those granny squares that are, irregular. And that's when I came up with the concept of just making a blanket out of them. Why not? And so I believe I believe yeah, I think it's 2 of them. 2 of the granny blankets that I just showed you starts off with an irregular square, and then built I built on top of it and turned it into a granny lapghan. I still have I think I still have 3 more granny squares from that irregular pile. I'm calling it irregular, not mistakes. That irregular pile. And I'm thinking that I'm going to maybe create, oh, I'm thinking about making a cardigan out of granny squares. And that is really, really ambitious for me. It's something that I really, really want to do. I think it's so cool to, I love those cardigans made out of granny squares. So I'm really considering, making myself one. And, I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm really, really nervous about it, because, and it's just something with me. If it's something new, I'm apprehensive about doing it because I'm a perfectionist. And then I say, oh, well, it's not right. So let me just put this away and then I'll pick it up whenever. And what I'm learning about myself is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn a craft and not get it right the first time. That's okay. You can still do other things, and then, like these Lapghans have proven, you could take a mistake and turn it into a work of art. And then that goes to say, there's that question, was it a mistake really? Was it a mistake after all? No, maybe it was meant to be, right? Maybe. So hopefully I'll finish this up over the weekend. I don't want to devote too much time to it. So the finished product, I'll have it on the my community page, and you'll get a chance to see it. And if you're interested in purchasing this Lapghan or any of my Lapghans, please make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Nails Tiny Studio or at Blue Lotus Hill Designs. Both um, links are in the description box, and you can check me out there. And if you are interested in acquiring these 3 blankets for your, for your own personal, for your home, just let me know. Just let me know. And any anytime you purchase something from Blue Lotus Hill Designs lately, a lot of the your dollars goes to helping my husband with his cancer treatment, and I really, really do appreciate all of the get well wishes and um, the prayers and things like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And so does my hubby. He appreciates it as well. Thank you so much. So that is it for everything that I finished in the month of February. I had a goal and I was able to meet it. And the lessons that I learned about 5 months ago, I was able to implement that. And what was the lesson? No crocheting around the clock. Mm-mm. We don't do that anymore. We did do that, but we don't do that anymore because I'm going to tell you that tennis elbow is a mother for you, if you know what I mean. It hurts. So I took breaks, and there were a couple of days where I didn't do any crocheting, but I had a goal and I was able to follow it through. Now, here is something that I'm working on that I hope I will be finished with in March. So this month, I'm going to be completing the sweet potato blanket. Yeah, you guys remember the sweet potato blanket? So here's the sweet potato, the baked sweet potato blanket. Here it is. So what happened is this would have been one of the finished Afghans, but I misplaced the yarn. I misplaced four skeins of yarn. That's why when I said that I was doing an accounting of the different materials that I have as far as it for my jewelry making and jewelry design, that's what I'm talking about. Because this is a tiny studio, and I've been doing a lot of reorganizing and renovating here in the tiny studio. And here's the thing, I have bags and bags of stuff everywhere, but I thought that I had put the yarn aside because I knew that I was going to get back to the point where I needed the hues, the Lion Brand hues, skeins of yarn. I knew I was going to get back to it and that I needed it, but I ended up misplacing it. And I have this sinking feeling that I actually threw it away. So let's all pray on that. Let's all pray that Neil did not throw that yarn away. Ooh, just thinking about it, just, oh, it makes me ill. So, anyhow, what I'm going to have to do is I have to order some more yarn. So I'm going to order some more of that Lion Brand skein, uh, Lion Brand hues. And you know those, you remember those colors. They're like, oh my God, they're just these beautiful, yummy, um, yummy colors of brown. And the hues are just so beautiful. Like, here's a brown. This was a hue, as this was part of that Lion Brand brown skein colors. Here's a brown. There's one. They all came from, and I cannot think of the name of the I can't think of the name of the yarn. It's Lion Brand, and all I remember is that you know what I'm talking about. If you're a person who loves yarn, you know what I'm talking about. Lion Brand had this whole line of just beautiful. I think it was called Hue. Hue. You know what? This is gonna bother me. Let me just look it up. Okay, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Okay, let's see. Lion Brand yarn. Okay, there's Lion Brand. I'm at the Lion Brand website. So let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can get the color. I'm at the color palettes. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Let's see if I can find it. Is that it right here? Hue plus me yarn. Let me see. No. Let me see. Oh, that's not it. If I don't find it, okay. I see Woolies, DIY brown. Feels like butter. That's not it. You know what? I wonder now. I don't see it. I wonder if they discontinued it. Ooh wee. That would be really bad, wouldn't it? I think they discontinued it. Because I don't see it. Hmm. Oh, wow. Ooh. That's scary. I think they discontinued that. And if they discontinued it, I'm really up the creek. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay. I am not going to get upset and I am not going to think the worst. I am just going to look in a few more places where the yarn could possibly be. And if it's not there, then I'll just try to do my best to find some yarn that will match the color brown, the different color browns that's in this Lapghan. We are going to hope for the best. We're not going to just go to the worst possible scenario, right? Right. Whew, please help me not go there. Please help me not go there. Oh my goodness. But anyhow, that's what I'm working on for the month of March. I'm going to finish. I'm going to order some more yarn for for the sweet potato blanket. And then it will be done. And I think that's going to be it. I think I'm going to finish this up. And of course, finish the border up on the other blanket, and that's going to be it for the month of March as far as catch up, because you know I've been playing catch up since I had tennis elbow back in August, September. So I'm playing catch up with everything. So I'm finishing up the items that should have been finished last fall. But you know, what you gonna do? You can only do so much. You can only do what you can in the moment that you can. And you can't cry over certain things because you know there's no point in crying about it. You know, it'll get done when it's supposed to get done. It'll be ready when it's supposed to be ready. So that's what I'm that's what I'm focusing on. I'm not gonna focus on the negative. I'm gonna keep myself positive. Right? Right. All right then. So I am done. I'm going to put all these things away. As I said, I'm filming this at what? At night. And it's getting late and it's time for the Golden Girls to come on. So I'm getting ready to put on my pajamas and I'm going to drink some nice cool water and I'm going to slip under the covers, turn on the Golden Girls, laugh, 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 and crochet, 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 crochet. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so now. And do not forget to give me a thumbs up because we all know that a thumbs up lets a thumbs up or a like allows or lets the YouTube gods know that there are people who are enjoying and watching the content here on Simply Nail's Tiny Studio channel. So I am Nail and I will see you next time here in the Tiny Studio. Bye bye.